Let's just jump on. I see that you guys are here. What's going on? How's it going? Hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, sorry. I had that interview earlier today, and that kind of threw my whole day off. And I saw you guys sitting here, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna jump on, see how everyone's doing. I didn't get to see you guys on Tuesday because the other interview. It's just been a crazy week for me. But I missed all of you guys. So here I am. Here I am. We got Husky Tom. No Lambo today. No Lambo. Got Peter here. Great to see you, Peter. What's up, Jordan? What's up, Mike? Sveta. LEX. What's up, dude? The Riddler. It passed. Government stays open. Yeah, I think that was, man, prices are rough right now, huh? Let's see what's going on here. Coin market cap. Let's pull it up. What do we got here? Let's zoom in here. Oh, that's a rough. That is a rough 7 days. Bitcoin's down almost 6% to 84K. Ethereum is at $2,700, down 8.46. XRP is down almost 10% to $1.73. That's a rough city, guys. Look at this. Cardano is down almost over 11%. Hyperliquid's up 35%, though. Jesus. Monero's down. Chainlink's down. Canton Network is up. Man, people are still buying Canton. I'd imagine Canton's probably going to have a good year, man. I wouldn't be surprised if we come back and Canton's $1. I mean, you're talking about $6.7 billion market cap. I mean, if Canton turns into a Solana, that's a 10x, right? That's a 10x. I mean, it just snuck right in here. Look at this. It's just sitting right here at 16. A 10x would be $1.80. Gold and silver went down. Yeah, I think what gold lost what was it, like $6 trillion in 24 hours? I don't know. It feels like you look outside and the world is burning or something. I don't know, man. It's doesn't feel good when you check the portfolio after a few days like this. I get it. The market is rougher than a sandpaper toilet paper right now. Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, you know, what do you do? Hard part is, all of these things that are happening are way out of our control, and like news and information spreads so quickly, and sometimes markets overreact on information. It's like, what do you try to sell and then rebuy back, and then you have to deal with the tax event. I mean, there's just, it's just one of those times that we're just going to have to get through. I've accepted that markets are going to go up and down, and right now we're not on the fun part of that, and are we going to get $1.50 XRP? Are we going to get $1.20 XRP? I don't know, man. I don't know. I hope not, but it feels like anything's a possibility at this point. Yes, definitely brighter days ahead. London, let's see here. Key West says London crashed their systems, probably on purpose, for white paper with New York City. Damn, I didn't hear anything about that. What do I think about dark pools and OTC? I mean, they exist. I don't know what you want me to say about them. It's where all of the ETF buying happens is on OTC desks. It's interesting though. Like, we had 2 days this week where you saw, like, one day was, I think it was like the 28th, you saw $60 million in ETF volume. And then and then I think on the 29th it was like 74 million. It feels like as the price goes down, institutional investors are buying more XRP. That's what at least it looks like from looking in. But it does feel like retail holders are, a little scared right now. And I think there's two different games being played here. Institutions are buying up all these assets on the cheap now, and retail holders are the ones who continue to lose. And that's very unfortunate, but that's kind of where we are right now. Corey Williams, what's up, man? How's it going? Good to see you, dude. Aloha, T-Bone. Aloha. What do you think about David's $100 chat? I don't know what we're talking about. David, did somebody give a donation? No donations. I couldn't buy XRP on Coinbase when I hit $1.75 as it froze for like 10 minutes. Conspiracy. Conspiracy to stop you. I don't know, man. Sometimes technology doesn't work when we need it to work the most. It sucks. Yeah, I'd imagine, like, I don't know, like I'm not a fortune teller. Like I don't know. I just see, I spend my entire day on X and I'm always looking, I must watch. I couldn't even tell you. I think I should start. It would even hurt to add it up. I see tens of thousands of clips, every month, right? I must watch hundreds of clips a day. And a lot of news has been from Canton. A lot of news has been from Canton. So I'd imagine it's going to continue to do well. My expectations, it's going to continue to do well. Did you guys get a chance to either watch the Stephen McClurg interview on Tuesday or the Uphold interview today? Any feedback? Anyone good, bad, anything from you guys? I thought it was interesting. Stephen McClurg seems like an interesting dude. He doesn't think highly of XRP price in 26. Like, he doesn't even think we'll get back to the all-time high in 26. It's so crazy, right? Like, you have people on total opposite ends of the spectrum, right? Not to bring Jake Claver up, but like, I think he still thinks price could go to the hundreds or thousands this year. And somebody like Stephen McClurg, who runs Canary Capital, who think like this person, knows what they're talking about, doesn't even think XRP will reach its all-time high of like $3.76 or something. So it's just people from two different ends of the spectrum, and you don't know what to expect. I don't know. I think I'm a little bit more bullish than Steven is about the market. Obviously he's still in the mindset of a 4-year cycle. And I think we're kind of getting to the point where those cycles are broken. But hey, we'll see, man. Mike, you loved the interview with the information on the yield. Awesome, dude. Awesome. I'm glad you enjoyed it, man. The goal of that interview, Raj is a really cool guy. I got to meet him on Wednesday. We did a pre-interview meeting, and we were talking about all kinds of different things. And he just has a really cool background, and he's been in the crypto game for a while, working at Uphold for a long time. And one of the really cool things that when I was talking with him, it was about when Uphold decided to list XRP, and then of course when Ripple got sued, what Uphold decided to do, which was against a lot of what other exchanges decided to do. And it was just unique to hear some of those stories because he was there, right? And so some of the decision making and what happened behind the scenes, that was a lot of when you're talking with somebody, you're going to interview them, and you kind of want to know a little about who they are, and what drives them, what's important to them, what message are they trying to get across. What subjects can you talk about, can you not talk about, like you got to cover all of these different things, right? And he's very open, very very knowledgeable. It was good to sit down with him and spend that time. Any news? I mean, always news, man. Let's go. I mean, I hadn't built out a large chat today here, guys. I'm sorry. There was just so much going on. I wanted to come on, spend some time with you guys, go through some stuff here. Let's drop this here and we'll take a look. So Senate officially passes bill to avoid US government shutdown. That might help some of the markets out a bit. We did see some information. The crypto bill, the Clarity Act in the Senate Agriculture Committee was actually voted on. I can just tell you from memory here. It was voted on yesterday. The vote was basically down party lines, 12-11. It did get pushed through. Now you have the Senate GOP, the Senate Banking Committee, excuse me, has to vote on their portion of the bill. That's the SEC kind of side of the bill. If that is approved out of that committee, then the full Senate would then vote on the Clarity Act. Now, it sounds like there's going to be a meeting of the minds in Washington at the White House on Monday. You're going to have, different leaders from like the Blockchain Association and a few other representing the industry. You're going to have some people there from the banking industry. And then, you're trying to get all the parties in the room to figure out what are the remaining sticking points in the bill, and can we get this across? It does feel that there's still a possibility of this getting done. I'm very optimistic that something can get done. Watching information and clips about like what's going on with the Clarity Act, it sounds like the bill that got bipartisan support, that was voted on in the House when it came over, it's not the same bill anymore, right? And you went from having bipartisan support on this to now not having much Democratic support at all on the bill, and you start to wonder like what happened there, right? And I think there's still a story to be told about that. But also, I heard that Cory Booker and Paul Barron was highlighting that the White House is now on the side of banks when it comes to stablecoin yield. And so that was interesting, for me to hear yesterday. And I put that into a video, either I think that was yesterday that came out today, or yesterday evening. I don't know. When you make 4 videos a day, sometimes things blend together. But I don't know, man. I guess politics are involved. I don't know, but hopefully these guys are able to get something across. 74.34 million inflows. CoinGlass shows 48.64 million outflows. Are we talking about spot XRP ETFs? I think that's what you're talking about, right? Let me see here. Well, this is obviously not correct, right? The price is not right. Hold on. The price is right. Okay. Yeah, so today 29 million only. Which day are we talking here? I guess it's still loading on some of this data. Here, hold on. Yeah, almost 30 million. Yeah, when they post this information, I think we're just talking about how much money is going into them. I don't think we're talking about inflow and outflow here, right? Hold on, where's the thing from yesterday? Oh yeah, and this guy was pushed through, or this is what maybe the gentleman Kevin Warsh, that might be the next Fed chair. I guess this was the post from Trump earlier. I did a video on that. I mean, the guy understands somewhat of crypto. Yeah, so I think the 29th, this is what I was talking about. So this is a total amount of inflows. Yes, this is not counting how much outflowed. Thank you, RY Williams, for pointing that out. Appreciate it, man. Trump got debanked. Why would he let that happen? I don't know, man. Freaking weird world we live in, you know? Weird world. That is true. And they do make a point of pointing it out, right? They do talk about it a lot. I don't know, man. Let me see. Can I find that clip from Paul Barron? Let me see. I think I can actually. Hold on. I don't know which one it is. Is it Paul Barron or is it Paul Barron Network? It might be Paul Barron Network. Yeah, it's probably Paul Barron Network. All right, so we are looking for this. Yes, I found it. Look at that. Here it is. I found it. Here you guys go. All right, so this is Cory Booker. I believe Cory Booker is a senator. Don't shoot the messenger if I'm wrong about that, but I think he is a senator. Here you go.
We also said, very importantly, we want protections for self-custody and innovative technology. We do not want to be criminalizing people who are writing code. And so I was excited. I went into the holidays, I got married, and I came back to this committee and start the year with the news that my Republican colleagues were walking away from the bipartisan process that produced the draft. To be clear, the product put before us today is not the bipartisan draft that we're working on. We've come so long, and I sat with stakeholders literally last night. We were clearing up some of the DeFi differences that are not reflected in this bill. The White House has made this infinitely harder. And I've had private conversations with Republican colleagues, staffers that agree with me. So I'm just going to say right now, I've had one of the best experiences I've had in my 12 years in Washington working with Senator Bozeman. Let's get back to work. We can finish this in the next week or two in a bipartisan way, have a celebration. I may drink some milk, and we can dance in the end zone when we get this across the line. That's what I'm asking. But until then, we can't support this partisan draft.
I'm actually on Booker's side with this. This, I think, is or was a good direction. Unfortunately, right now, it looks like the White House are taking the bank's side.
I don't know, man. That is some weird stuff. I couldn't tell you what's going on there, man. Chimp or plan trust? You know what I'm doing? I do not. It has been a long week. Thank you for the donation, but should I be worried about where this is going? Chimp or plan trust? I don't know, man. This is above my pay grade. I'm worried. Booker is not on our side. I mean, I don't know. I just want crypto legislation, man. I don't know what side I need to be on or where I need to stand or who I need to talk to. I don't know. Yeah, there's fat envelope in everyone's pocket. I don't know. Just kind of a crazy moment where we are right now, you know, and I don't know, man. It's been a just a crazy week, dude. Yeah, I know. I'm not familiar too much with what that's about. I think it's over somehow his tax returns got leaked. And like it showed that in like a 10-year period, he paid like more to China than he did into the US, right? I think it was like $500. And I think he's mad about that. So I don't know if there's anything beyond that. That's what I understood that to be. But you gotta love it where the president is now suing his own federal government for millions of dollars on different things, right? Like multiple things. I don't know. Sometimes it feels like a grift, but all good, man. What is this, Jay Beckett? What are we doing? How can I help you, man? It kind of feels like we might, John. John says, are we going lower? We could, man. We got Cornus. Hey, Sensei from Australia. Love your work, bro. Thank you so much, Cornus. Appreciate you, man. I hope you're well. How's life in Australia? Found this article. Ariana, can you copy that article and send it to me on Discord and I can pull it up? At least egg prices came down? Fair. Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, it would be nice if everything else came down, but I guess one thing at a time. You know, first it's eggs, then it's something else. I don't know, man. We got to be careful not to get walk into the propeller there. Thank you. Oh, here, Mike Sabo. All right, so this is what the donation was about, huh? Challenges are mounting for the Trump administration. It's no secret the Trump administration has been facing a series of issues that are proving difficult to navigate. Some problems are self-imposed, including Trump floating a 50-year home loan. Yeah, you know what? We're probably not going to get into that. You know, there's very passionate people on both sides of Trump. You know, and it just never goes well when we start talking about it. So appreciate the donation, and you know, thank you. Low, what's up? Greetings. I don't know why you put a peace sign, a clown, and a thumbs up. Is that a misclick? Hopefully. Yeah, man. Paper hands. I got cash ready. Another major dip. You know. Oh, you know what I was going to talk to you guys about? I spend a lot of my time this week, you know, diving into some of the stuff on Flare, and I was very impressed with you know, some of the there was an article. Where's this article at? Let me pull this up here. Just talk about the utility error. Hold on, Flare. Let me see here. Somebody's got to post it. Where is it? Where is it? Here it is. This one. Did you guys read this? Oh, here, let me pull it up. Sorry, excuse me. This one. Beyond Flare drops. Flare enters its operational utility error. I mean, this is pretty good. I put a video out on this earlier today. It was kind of me reading a script with a lot of this information in it. And then I made a video about this, and I included a bunch of other information that'll come out tomorrow. But you got 860,000 wallets basically on Flare. You have 500,000 daily transactions. You have 200 million in TVL, 110 million supported in stablecoins, a stablecoin market exceeding 110 million, and 150 strategic partners, including Layer Zero, USDT Zero, Centaura, Figment, Anchor, and so much more. You have 90 million FXRP has been minted, with a staggering 80% of FXRP allocated to DeFi, you know, like SparkDex, Kinetic Markets, Blaze Swap, and so much more. This was very impressive, man. And I think what people don't realize is, over the last 3 years, you've had 24 billion Flare airdropped to people. 24 billion tokens were airdropped. And that's a lot of tokens to give any community. And that now ends. Like the last airdrop, I think, was today or yesterday or something. And so that's really exciting. And then I also found a clip of Hugo Filian talking about institutional usage. Institutions have 10 to 20 billion dollars worth of XRP, and he believes some of that's going to get activated on Flare, like right now. Like this clip was from it was in December time, and they were talking about the end of January, and so we're right there. And so I'm wondering, like, what's about to happen with Flare? Is this going to help the token price and everything that's built out on Flare? And it's pretty, if you're not paying attention to the Flare content that I'm making, it might be worth it for you to start paying attention to that, because I think that's going to have some impact and soon, and should be exciting. You made it live. I know. Great to see you. Barely Fun. How you doing? Husky Tom, no politics, so cheer up and talk about Flare airdrop today. Tom, you read my mind, dude. You read my mind. You read my mind, Tom. That's so weird. You must know me. Flare, is it Flare staking? Yeah, man. If you can get some additional free Flare, free whatever, I mean, I'm interested to see what happens to the chart now that you won't have as much selling pressure, right? There's going to be some people that saved all of their Flare, but there's going to be a lot of people that didn't, right? And sold it. And so without those people now getting free Flare, is the chart still going to keep taking hits, or is it finally going to be able to start heading the better direction, which is up? And I don't know, man. I'm excited. I'm looking at that. Smart people think alike. Well said, Husky Tom. Well said, sir. I mean, there's so many things right now that are happening in the market that are just, I am worried right now. I can tell you when we talk to projects, the sentiment right now around the crypto space is not great, especially for brand new projects launching. Unless you're an ecosystem with a community, with development, with investment, it's not a great place for you to be right now. Retail is a little worn out, and this is exactly where they want us. The cheaper this stuff gets, the more that they can buy it at a discount. And you're already starting to see that, man. You're already starting to see that. So, will prices go lower? I'd imagine they probably will. If somehow regulation does get passed out of the Senate GOP, the Senate Banking Committee, if it gets passed out of that and then gets voted on and then signed into law, that'll be a big tailwind. If it doesn't make it out of committee and they go back, it might be like dead on arrival. And so I'm waiting to see which way that moves, right? I don't know, man. I hope they're able to get it done. What do we think about Doppler Finance? It looks pretty good to me. So Doppler, I've heard a lot of people talk very highly of Doppler. I don't personally know the team at Doppler. I've worked on them some stuff, but like personally know them, right? But the people that have used the product have raved how good their experience has been. Let's leave it at that, right? They have a good name. Seems like they have a good product. They have a good team. It is the crypto space, though. Remember, anytime that you're taking your XRP or whatever, and you're taking it out of your self-custody wallet and you're engaging that XRP anywhere, that comes with risk. understand what those risks are before you jump off the bridge there. Yeah, Blackhawk. I mean, this is the best advice, right? And you see this in crypto over the last several years, right? Just hold through it. Right? We know where we need to get to. We know what's happening globally. We just saw last week with Davos with all of the meetings about tokenization and AI and blockchain. Just got to hold through it, man. Just got to hold through it and know that we're going to be better off on the other side of this thing. Buy what you can afford, wait 5 years, and we'll have a hell of a yacht party. That sounds good to me, man. That sounds good to me. Let's see here. We got Broderick Robinson checking in. Hello, Sensei. How you doing, buddy? I finally got to make it to a live again. I've been so busy. Well, I hope it's been good busy. I hope you're not working yourself into a coma there. Great to see you, man. I hope you're doing well. Hope your family is well. And always appreciate seeing you, man. Thank you. Scott, what's up, Scott? Checking in from the Big Island. Yes. How you doing, Scott? I haven't got a text message from you today. Something must be off in the world. You usually ask me the randomest things. Oh yeah, that was yesterday. You asked me for Chad Steingraber's Twitter account. You're I got to teach you how to use Twitter, Scott. I will do it though. I will help you. They're just not creating XRP ETFs just for fun. They expect to make money from appreciation. I asked Stephen McClurg what he thought about like BlackRock and like Fidelity and like that, them coming into like XRP and HBAR and those type of assets. And he's from the same place that he believes that something might happen this year, and that basically what it's going to take is enough demand from customers asking for the products. And so I don't have an account at BlackRock, so I can't really pick up the phone and call anybody. They're not gonna answer the phone anyways. Hey, this is Crypto Sensei. Who? Crypto Sensei, from YouTube. Who? It'd be a fun conversation though. So Winter B, help me understand what you think will happen. I think it's an interesting topic, right? I think on one hand, Trump wants a new financial system here in the US, but how do we get there? Right? Usually in past experience, the government is not good about developing technology themselves. And what they do is they go to private companies to develop the technology for them, right? And that's why they have all of the, defense contractors and those types of things, right? And so I would imagine if they wanted to build a blockchain-based payment system, that they would probably need to go to a private company to do that, right? And so you start to think, well, who's got access, right? Who could it be? And I would imagine Circle, Ripple, maybe Coinbase. Coinbase used to have better access until they pulled the bill support. I don't know, man. I'd like to hear, like, how do you think that's going to play out? Do you think all of these distractions is a coincidence? Riots, precious metal markets, international conflicts, all just happening at once? Very suspicious. Yeah, man, I agree. Yeah, it is kind of crazy. I feel like every day you wake up and there's something even more crazier than the last. Hard to like even comprehend it all. And like right as you start to learn about one of the crazy things that's happening, something even crazier happens, and then we just go to that. And it could be a distraction around AI and jobless markets and hiding how the US economy GDP growth is good, but the underlying job markets might not be so good, right? The Fed didn't decide to lower rates, and so you're still there. you start to wonder, like, what is it that's really, like, what are they trying to distract us from? Is it tokenization? I don't know, man. Is it a mixture of things? I don't know. But you saw the Epstein file drop today too. Everybody on X is talking about that. And it's kind of exhausting to keep up with all of it, to be honest with you. We all survived 10, 10, 25. We need to get some shirts. We need to get some shirts. Marriage therapist in the house. Mr. 8 Morgan 8. I don't know. We need a crypto therapist in the house. I don't need a marriage therapist. I need a crypto therapist. Let's see here. Dragon 8888333 says, am late to the game in terms of crypto trading. Have just under 100 XRP as well as some Polygon and Doge. We'll keep buying in increments and holding. Cheers for videos, man. Well, hey, welcome to the space. It's a great space and filled with incredible people. You know, you're always learning. You know, even 5 or 6 years into this thing, I'm still learning day to day, and it'll always be something that you have to develop a skill to understand and to be a part of this. But you certainly are not late. You have more than enough time right now to understand the complexities of this market and what's about to happen with our financial system. And it's a pleasure to be on this journey with you, man. And if you have any questions, please let us know. Yeah, we did. Yeah, that is some good news, Elliot. Definitely, dude. Or are you talking about the tweets about XRP's price? What are we talking about? I see that he's been more active on Twitter on some stuff. I think nowadays he's got a little bit more free time. Thoughts on Polygon? You know, I not many people have talked about Polygon recently. And so we really don't get into the Polygon news and information. I wouldn't know where to start, man. If you're brand new and you're asking me, Sensei, what are some crypto assets that I should take a look at today? I would say add HBAR, add Flare, of course XRP, right? Solana, probably we need to learn about Solana. Canton Network, probably learn about the Canton Network. I mean, I would stick with those like 4 or 5. Start understanding what those 4 or 5 assets do. And then if you want to bridge out, but I don't know, I think you're the first person to bring up Polygon in this chat in like a year, man. Oh, I appreciate you, Elliot. Thank you, man. Thank you. She actually needs some teas. We got to go get her some treats. She's on the we usually get them on Saturday. So by Friday, she's usually at the tail end. And so we need to re-up some supply. Thank you so much, man. I wish you and your family the best. Thank you. Let's see here. OSOK says, if Trump's crypto team doesn't see and know about Ripple's role and XRP's place in the new financial paradigm, I'd be very shocked. I would agree with this. Who was it that was like, I think it was Paul Barron. Paul Barron's been on it lately, man. He was talking about what is it? Patrick Witt, who is Trump's, the president's counsel on digital assets. Bo Hines left, right? And then Patrick Witt took Bo Hines' job. And then somebody was interviewing Patrick Witt and asked him, like, what's your opinion on stablecoin yield for, the crypto market? And he didn't know. He didn't know. And you start to wonder, like, is that the right person for the job? Often I think sometimes we like to elevate people that we like into jobs. But they might not be the best qualified person for that job. And I'm starting to see some cracks in the leadership there. And hopefully that gets worked out, dude. Let's see here. Second says the US government created crypto as we know it. They act like they need it to last. You could be right, man. I don't know. You're saying like the NSA or somebody or the CIA created like Bitcoin? Is that what we're saying? Could be right. Luna Gang, yes. Let's hear. We got Stefan here. Says cryptosensei, I love your videos, man. Love your positive vibes. What's your price target to get XRP? What's your price target to get out of XRP and retire? Or are you holding and doing it like the Jake Claver way? Oh man. I think, you know, some of it I'd be willing to let go of, you know, just to get like super liquid in cash. You know, that way I could just maybe, I don't know, man. I'm sure there's going to be a moment where I get very weak and I just want to go out and buy everything that I see. You know, maybe some property, you know, I don't know, man. Maybe take a really crazy vacation somewhere. But yeah, I would imagine the smart play. I don't know if it's the Jake Claver way, you know, but I would say a way that I've heard people talk about is, you know, borrowing against the assets, right? Going to a bank and borrowing against it, buying, you know, things that create value and then paying back those loans and just keep buying more assets. You know, I think that's probably a great strategy. But everyone's going to have a different strategy. I think there's going to be, you know, 10%, 15% that I'm going to be willing to just let go really quickly just to have a ton of liquidity. And then I will use that liquidity to buy a lot more assets. And some of it I'll do that way. Sorry, I didn't mean to, you know, we're at the end of a very long week for me. I've been this whole week, I've been up at 5 and you know, I've been like so exhausted by like 9 o'clock. I've been asleep at 9. And so this whole week has just been like preparing for interviews. The Stephen McClurg and the Uphold interview I did today, like, you know, I don't take those interviews lightly. I really, I get in there, I write every question. You know, I go through it again, I rewrite the questions, I go back, I print everything out. You know, I will go and put the questions in order. And then if I need to rewrite them again, like I take all that all very seriously when I interview somebody, and that takes a lot out of me. You know, and you know, I'm still creating all of this content. I'm still, you know, trying to do everything, and I'm still recovering from, I pinched the nerve in my back last week. And so I'm still trying to do all of this with a pinched nerve in my back. And so it's been a very long week. So if I'm a little you know, goofy, that's because of that. Triple G, what's up, dog? What's up, Sensei? Did you hear anything about the closing of the Strait of Hormuz this weekend? Navy drills. I heard that things are getting spicy. I heard so, you know, unfortunately, you know, and this is just kind of, you know, talking about the problem that I see is like when all of those protesters were kind of standing up to the Iranian administration, we didn't have any assets near Iran to help those people, the US, right? Because Trump had kind of closed all of the military bases in that area, right? And so we didn't have planes and personnel and anything to help those people. And it took weeks to bring a aircraft carrier within range to actually make a difference. And by that time, they had killed, what was it? I think numbers that I saw was like 30,000, 40,000 people. And it's just terrible. And it feels like they're gearing up to maybe do something now. But I'd imagine the time to do something was during that time of instability. Like that was probably the best time to take advantage of that situation. And it sounded like if the U.S. continues to, pressure Iran, that Iran has threatened to shut down the Strait of Hormuz and to mine it, and that could be a big deal for fuel coming out of the Middle East. Now, you also have the shadow tankers, right? There's about 1,000 shadow tankers that the shadow fleet that Russia, Iran, North Korea, and a few other countries operate. And recently, over the last several months, Ukraine has been blowing them up with sea drones and things like that. And then the U.S. did, of course, did the block of Venezuela, and actually, boarded and took over a ship that was running away from the Coast Guard for like a week or something, right? I can't remember the name of the ship, but now you're starting to see other countries, other NATO countries, starting to take those shadow tankers as well, and that's a very big deal. And so, I mean, between this thing happening and that thing happening, yes, there's a real possibility that oil prices could, spike, go up. There could be an issue. We're not at that level yet, but there are things that I'm paying attention to see, and how it all goes, man. But it is a very tense moment in that part of the world, and I can't imagine what all those people are going through. I'm sure it's very tough. I think he believes it, and that's important. I think he needs it to be true, because if not, I mean, it's just going to be another thing that he got wrong. I'm still trying to understand how one thing leads into the other. I hope he's right. I'm rooting for him. I'm definitely rooting for him, man. So, I mean, if he turns out to be correct on it, it's going to be good for all of us. So, let me leave it at that, and good luck. Good luck, man. Triple G. I think we did talk about that just now, man. Let's see here. JSB says suspicious about JP Morgan. They suppressed silver prices for years, and now they're involved in cryptos. Hey, man, like, yeah, like, if there are markets, there are going to be institutions and people that will do anything to make money, and sometimes those things end up hurting other investors. And I don't know if it'll ever change, man. Yeah, man, I heard it's really cold on the East Coast and like middle US. It is. I think it's like let me see here. I think it was like 75 earlier when I was looking. Why are you in? Oh yeah, 76. 76 here. Little cloudy today, but it's definitely not like negative. What do I think about Stronghold? So we're talking about SHX. I've heard a lot of good things. I don't currently hold it, but I know some people that do, and they're very bullish on it. Yeah, we all need a therapist. Jen, well said, Jen. Mental health, very important. Very important. Triple G, Sensei, did you hear about? Did I answer this? What's going on, dude? Thank you for the donation. I did just have like a 5-minute conversation about this question. I did answer it before you made a donation, but thank you, man. Yeah, H bar Canton. Yeah, man. Like, if H bar goes any lower, I'm gonna buy more. Like H bar at 10 cents, love it. H bar at like 8 cents, 7 cents, 5 cents. I'm gonna be buying. I'm gonna be buying hard at 5. Like if it gets anywhere close to that. Cryptic Crypto 3115. Hello from Alabama. I work for a financial software company, and we're getting emails about new startups coming down the pipeline for stables and crypto integrations. I have AKXRP and still stacking. Nice, dude. I think it's always exciting and interesting when you're a part of a company, and the thing that you believe in your spare time, right? The thing that drives you when you're outside of work, you're starting to see that in your everyday work, right? And I think that's a very unique experience, because I'd imagine you've probably told people at your work about crypto and all of these things, and they're probably like, yeah, sure, whatever. And then now you're starting to implement it in your work. I bet that's a pretty surreal feeling, and it's kind of fun, I bet. Yes, Stellar. Yeah, man. Metro Knight, Stellar, XLM. Absolutely, man. AVAX is good too. Yeah, dude. Yeah. When I was interviewing Stephen McClurg on Tuesday, he mentioned injective. And I hadn't thought about injective for a very long time, but that's probably something you could probably pay attention to. Did David really say something about 25 cents? Let me go see, dude. I know people are like a little up in arms about it. Let's see here. Let's pull this up, dude. Let's pull this up, dude. I would have to find the exact tweet though that people are up in arms about. Is this it? I don't feel comfortable saying something like that. Oh, XRP would ever hit 25 cents. Then I started selling XRP at 10 cents because it seemed insane. I remember when Bitcoin was hitting around 100, it seemed impossible, like a dream. I think David just has a lot of free time right now, and it's easy for him to troll people, man. Just I don't get sucked into it, man. Don't get sucked into it. You know, like he's way too smart, and he knows that he can say certain things and it'll get people spinning. I just don't get sucked into it, man. Do you think you're going to see a Russia-Ukraine peace though? It doesn't feel like it though. You know, I'm definitely not an expert on any of that stuff, and I only have so much free time outside of crypto to look at that kind of stuff. But you know, I try to keep up on macro events and things that are happening around the globe, and that seems to be a big one that's still going on. You know, we're in the 4th year or 5th year now of that, and I mean, Russia's really not making any advancements on the battlefield. I mean, if you take a look at some of the drone technology that they're using, FPV drones. I mean, there's freaking FPV wire everywhere. Let's see here, Sensei. If they don't let people earn money off of stable coins, it messes up with flare earnings. Billy, it sounds like people will be able to earn yield off stable coins in other scenarios. Like you have to be doing something of like an activity like staking. Like there has to be like it's only around you holding a stable coin and doing nothing else with it. So like I'm holding $100 in Billy Martin stablecoin, and because of that, I'm earning 3%, right? I'm not staking it. I'm not doing anything with it. I just hold it and I'm getting additional free yield. I think that's what banks are having a problem with. It sounds like if people are doing other things with that stablecoin, staking perpetuals and different things, it sounds like there's going to be a way to earn yield still. So let's let the bill come to the floor. Let's understand what's in the bill, and then we can say what it affects and doesn't affect, because things are changing so rapidly. We don't want to get married to one side or another, because it could go either way right now. And so I haven't seen anything, Game of Cats. I haven't seen anything, but it feels like it's coming. teaches economics, dude. I could use that. I could use that. That'd be great. Paul, what's up, my dude? How you doing? How you doing, Paul? Oh my God, I'm at 236 and you guys are at 250. Why am I so far behind on the chat? I feel like the chat does not update fast enough. I don't know what happens with the chat. What's my opinion on the new Fed chair? Walsh is the guy's name. I recorded a video earlier today. It sounds like the guy understands Bitcoin, understands crypto. I don't know if he's going to be the guy. I mean, you know, he's the pick right now, but he might not be the pick when it comes time. So, I don't know. Things are gonna change pretty drastically. Oh, there we go. Now things are updated. 251. That's good. Sensei, do you think the XRP glitch 126 that happened the other day on CNBC was a way to test people's nerves online? No, man. I not everything's got to be a conspiracy. You know, like I think a lot of shit just happens in life just be like people's error. Someone is responsible for putting, you know, there's probably some code or some app that they use to put the prices up. And it could have been somebody playing a game. That person, if they were, might lost their job by doing that, or it just is a glitch, man. You know, I don't think that there's like, I mean, who's got time to think of all of these conspiracies? You know, like who's got time to like, we're gonna do this on CNBC, and you know this, like who's got? I just don't think there. I think there's too much, man. I really don't. If there is, I mean, my hat's off to the people that have the time for it. We've seen multiple examples over the last few years of like $1,000 price glitches for XRP across, you know, dozens of different venues, and usually it's just a glitch that gets fixed pretty quickly. We got to do what Germany's doing. What's Germany doing? Paul says, follow what oil is being tokenized for Trump. Let me go ahead and get the symbol for you. All right. Yeah. So are you talking about cryptonaires? So really quickly, Discord. Okay. Our team is reimagining cryptonaires, and we're adding a bunch of value to it. If you join it, you're gonna get some DMs. You got to turn your DMs off, right? There's gonna be people that reach out claiming to be me or Ariana or anybody. Just imagine that anybody DMing you is a scammer, right? Because that Discord's very entrenched with scammers, and so you know bots basically will auto message you anytime that you join a certain server. Don't respond. Just ignore all the requests and do not send money or give anybody your seed phrase. Yeah, Ukraine war is big business. And I'd imagine Ukraine's probably one of the top drone and missile builders now, man. Are we asking what is my work experience? What did you do? Or are you talking to somebody else? Oh, this is interesting. I haven't heard anyone connect these dots. Do you think Trump siding with the banks has something to do with World Liberty Financial applying to be a bank? Interesting. I hadn't heard that World Liberty Financial applied to be a bank. But it wouldn't surprise me if there's some shenanigans happening. I mean, every other thing, there's shenanigans. So why would this be any different? Let me look into that. I'm very interested in what you just said, actually. Let me take that And let me go a little deeper here. Let me see here. Did World Liberty file to become a bank from the OCC? Let's see here. Holy shit, this person is right. Yes, World Liberty Financial filed an application with the OCC to charter World Liberty Trust Company, National Association, a national trust bank. Give me a break. Wow. I don't know what to say, man. Todd Moxham says, I believe in Claver. I love it, man. That's great, Todd. He definitely needs people like you right now. He definitely needs people like you. Deb, it's interesting. Do people use the word Muppet? Or, I use that word frequently, actually. And I don't hear too many other people use it, but now I'm starting to see more and more people use it. World Liberty Financial, very interesting. I mean, it's really not. The question here is, ask yourself this. If World Liberty Financial, right? If Trump wasn't president, would anybody partner with World Liberty Financial? Would you partner with World Liberty Financial over Ripple or Circle or Coinbase or Binance or any large scale real company in the blockchain space? The answer is no, you would not partner with World Liberty Financial over those companies, right? Because the technology is basically what, like a carbon copy of Aave. Like, there's really nothing there that's game changing, but because of influence, they have investment, right? And they're going to do these things. But what happens when the influence ends? Just be careful. How did I get I started in crypto. I was sent a YouTube video about XRP. And that started my entire journey. And the rest of it is a 5 or 6 year process of just getting up every day and learning as much as I can and helping educate people. Yeah, but World Liberty isn't just like Ripple, Scott. It's not even close, man. It's not even close. It's like comparing a Premier League soccer club, football club, to a kindergarten club, a kindergarten school's soccer team. Like, it's not anything close to the same thing, man. Just got to be careful, man. Yeah, he is. Definitely. You're absolutely right, Winterby. 100%. Yeah, White House siding with banks is a little strange, man. But it won't be the last time that we're surprised by stuff. Like, it's just one of those things. We don't have the context of why they're doing it, right? Or what's being said. And I think what we're missing is context, right? And out of any situation, you need context. And so all we're doing is speculating on why, when we don't really have any information for that speculation, right? And so that's the tough part. So I don't really want to say, you know, it's bad or it's good, right? We don't know why they're doing it and why they're siding with them. We need more information. And as more information comes, then we can make a better decision on if it's good or if it's bad or if it's indifferent. I mean, sure, Joey, you know, that could be, man. I'm sure it's one of the things. I mean, I don't know. Did they debank? Did they actually kick them out of the bank, or did they? I was under the assumption that they applied for some loans, and because of their standing, that they didn't get the loans. Right now, if you as an individual don't have good credit, don't pay back loans, and you go to a bank and you ask for a loan, are you going to get a loan from the bank? You're probably not. Right. And so, what I would do, if you want to understand that a little bit better, go back to the loans that they applied for when they applied for them and understand what was going on in that moment in history. I'm trying to remember this. This was years ago, but I'm pretty sure the reason they got denied for those loans was because of they didn't pay back previous loans. Now, I could be wrong about that. You know what? I mean, I hate spending time on this. Hold on. Let's just figure this out, since it does seem like it's something important to some people. Let's find out. Okay, the Trump family has experienced both account closures at multiple banks and broader pullback from new lending. So it's more than just being turned down for loans, it's also full ban from the entire banking system. Okay, what debanked look like for them? Capital One closed hundreds of Trump Organization accounts in 2021 in relationship with fully terminated by that summer, according to a later lawsuit at Trump entities and Eric filed. The suit explicitly frames this as debanking claims around the accounts that were shut out for political and reputational reasons after January 6th. Okay, I see where we're going here. A police brief frequently cited by supporters notes that Trump and his family were debanked by numerous institutions that refused to accept his deposits or close his accounts altogether, summarizing a pattern by several banks. Deutsche Bank, his long primary lender, decided in January 2021 that it would not do any further business. Signature Bank also said it would cut ties after January 6th. So I think we understand why those banks did that, right? Okay, I'm remembering now. Yes. I mean, at that time, that was a pretty crazy time. It was a scary time. It was a very scary time. And it's your business. You can decide to not do business with some people that you don't think fit what you're looking for out as a customer. And the question really becomes, should you be sued for denying somebody business because of that? Like, if you felt that was a reason you did not, like if you own a business and somebody does something so out there that you're like, I don't want to serve this customer. I don't want them in my store. I don't want anything to do with this family or this brand or this name. Should you have the opportunity to do that? Or should you be forced to serve as that person? That's a question for you and what you believe in. I don't know, but I get it. I get it. Are you truly confident in XRP at this point in 2026? Jimmy, I keep buying XRP. I haven't sold my XRP. So I don't know. Yes, I'm going to keep holding, man. My belief in XRP has only gotten stronger over the years. It hasn't gotten weaker. Fair enough? I had forgotten about the stuff around January 2021. That was tough, man. Yeah, man. Well, you know, we often find things to get worked up about. At the end of the day, these are just very small things in life, man. You know, and they really don't matter that much. And we often put all of our energy in either getting excited or frustrated or angry or sad or happy about something that really has no bearing on our lives whatsoever. Right. And that's the circus that we're all in 24/7. And just got to be careful not to get sucked into it, man, too much. Like I used to get sucked into all of this stuff years ago, and it did nothing for me. And when I finally let all of it go, I was a lot happier person. I was a lot happier person. You guys, what are you guys doing this weekend, man? I mean, let's talk about something else. Like, let's talk about something happy. Anybody got anything good going on this weekend? We got 1,000 people watching. Anybody got something of joy to talk about? Anyone having a kid? Anyone won the lottery? I mean, other than XRP being $1.75, what else we got? Ice fishing. Dude, that sounds freaking cold, man. That sounds cold, dude. My 50th birthday tomorrow. The bearded madman. Happy birthday, man. What do they say about 50? Like, oh, you know, I'll be experiencing this soon. Another 9 years. But what is 50 is like half a century, but it's also called something else, right? It's a big birthday, man. I wish you the absolute best. I hope it's one of the best parties or birthdays, whatever you're doing, whoever you're with. I hope it's awesome, man. Making cornbread and beans. Oh, that sounds really good. Yeah, I mean, guys, you know, like it's all poison, man. You know, and it all takes you away from your family, your friends, the things that could make you happy. And you know, life's not perfect. You know, there's going to be a lot of bumps and hills, and there's definitely going to be stuff in life that's worth fighting for and giving your all for. But most of the stuff that's happening on a day-to-day basis in this country and in countries all over the world, it's really not, it's not really not worth like fighting and yelling at somebody on like X or YouTube, or like I see people going at each other on social media, and I'm just like, man, wow, wow, like, you know, deep breaths. You guys will live a whole lot longer, and that matters to me. You guys live in a lot longer. Let's see here. XRP Fly. Quick question. Why can't the US Senate vote on a bipartisan clarity act that the US House passed? Dude, like I think that is probably one of the best questions we've had today. What happened to that? Right? When I hear the clip that I played earlier from Cory Booker, that's the question he brought up. It sounds like the bill completely changed from the GOP. Remember, in both of these committees, who's in control is the GOP, is the Republicans in both committees, right? They control the Senate. So they have every committee, they lead every committee. So the bills that are coming out of these committees are led by the Republicans. So what happened? I don't know. but they're the ones who released the text for the bill. And now you have all of these amendments that came up. So I don't really know. There hasn't been a good explanation on who changed it and why. And why don't you just go back to the one that the House passed? Very great. That's freaking all-star question, man. All-star question. I love that. Thank you. Let me see here. I don't know why this thing doesn't work too well. The European Central Bank is currently speeding up the testing phase of the digital euro. If it all goes according to plan, the initial trial version is expected to be around 26, 27. You know why though, right? It's de-dollarization. Right now, most stable coins that back the crypto industry, like 99% of them are US dollar backed. And the euro is good for the Eurozone, right? All of the European countries, and they don't want dollars to take over the Eurozone. And I get it. And so they need to move forward with their central bank digital currency. And part of that's control, right? Part of that is payment efficiencies. So interesting, man. Very interesting comment there. Sensei, do you look into hospital for special surgery in New York City for your physical issues? No. So my physical issues are more related around like bone spurs. I've had a lot of surgery around removing bone spurs. They can, when I was a kid, I'd have bone spurs the size of like golf balls, that hang out, stick out of your skin. And it's brutal. Now that I'm a little bit older, I still have bone spurs on like my hips and my back and places like that. And sometimes they can, pinch nerves and things like that and cause pain. And so, my body is just not great. And I've had a lot of physical wear and tear on some of my joints. And so I get like arthritis and other issues. And so, my right hip is bone on bone in the joint and they cannot fix it. And so the only thing that they can do is injections, stem cells. I think it's like, is it PFP or something, or PRP? And then hip surgery, like a hip replacement. So not looking forward to any of that, but that's what I'm looking at. What's my take on the new Fed chair? So Mike, we kind of been going back and forth about this. Walsh is the guy's name. I've seen a few clips of him talking positively about the crypto market and Bitcoin and other assets. I haven't seen enough information on him to have a real opinion. Obviously, you want somebody that has a backbone and that's there for the independence of the Fed, and somebody that won't be, pressured to do one thing or another. But you want someone in there that's going to understand that the crypto market needs to operate as it does. It needs to be a free market, and bank and oversight needs to understand that crypto is going to be used on a massive scale. And what does that relationship look like between banks and the Fed itself? And I'd like to hear his thoughts on blockchain payment systems and what his plans are, for the Fed in the future. I think that he is, it's not like he's against retail CBDC, but he's maybe open to wholesale CBDC. So there's just a lot of things that I still would like to better understand before I kind of make a judgment one way or another. So Yeah, it all hurts, man. It all hurts. I can't walk very far. Do I believe, thanks, do you believe in World Liberty Financial? Coach JV sure does. Listen, can it be successful? Sure. I think Coach, I don't know anything about Coach JV. I don't know what I don't know, man. I don't know like what he knows, who his contacts are, what his research is like. I know a lot of people have said a lot of great things about him, and so him being bullish on it means that he believes in it, and that's a good thing, right? That's a good thing that he believes in something that he's invested in. My thing is, it sounds like World Liberty Financial is kind of like a carbon copy of some other technology that we already have. And why am I going to invest money into a company and a technology when there are maybe like 100 other things that I would probably invest in first, right? Like, I'll tell you something that bugged me, all right? And you can let me know if this is something that bugs you. But Justin Sun, right? The guy that owner of Tron or whatever, early investor in World Liberty. And he had, he invested a lot of money into World Liberty, and he had done, he had moved some World Liberty financial tokens onto an exchange, and because of that, they blacklisted his wallet address. And you're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars of World Liberty financial tokens were blacklisted, right? And so, literally, the thing that World Liberty stands for about not debanking anybody, they literally debanked their top investor. So that worries me a bit, right? That seemed like a very emotional response very quickly to your biggest investor. I don't know if I want to take the chance in investing in an asset that like decisions like that are made, that worried me. Okay. And so I could invest $10,000 into XRP or HBAR or XLM or Flare, or I could invest $10,000 into World Liberty Financial. I'm taking I'm taking the XRP, I'm taking the XLM, I'm taking the HBAR, I'm taking the Flare. I'm staying away from the World Liberty Financial, man. It's just not for me, man. It's just not for me. But if you believe in it, and if you've done the research, and you think that's a good play, man, you should go with what your research has shown you. The crypto market has tens of thousands of crypto projects. I'm only invested in a handful, and that's because where I think this market is going, I think a lot of the noise will cease to exist, and the real infrastructure stuff, that is what'll last. All right, Velvet. XRP has the potential to go to 10,000 per coin, but truly, how long do you think? Truly, how long? So there's two buckets of people. Okay, there's we'll call it the Jake Claver bucket of people, and well, I guess there's three buckets of people, right? There's people that believe that there is going to be a world event, a reset, a catastrophic thing that happens that causes all markets to crash, and then you're going to need liquidity on the other side of this thing, the great reset, something, that bucket of people. Problem, solution, XRP. And if that were to happen, where there's a global catastrophe and you need an asset like XRP to step in for liquidity, that could happen pretty quickly, right? After that catastrophic event, that XRP would go. And if XRP can go to $1,000 it can go to 2,000. If it can go to 2,000, it can go to 5,000. If it can go to 5,000, go to 10,000, right? I mean, that's pretty much, the rule. Bitcoin went to $100. People didn't think it could go to $100. Then it was 1,000. Then it was 100,000. And, and recently it's 130 and it's come back down. Okay. So I do think that there could be an event like that could cause new rails to be needed and liquidity to be needed. And there is not, in my personal opinion, a better bridge asset globally that is connected to the new pipes as Ripple and XRP and now RLUSDR, right? 90% of the FX market, some of the largest banks and financial institutions, some of the largest crypto exchanges and money providers, the infrastructure is there. Okay. Now, there's another group of people that believe adoption is going to take time, right? You need regulation. You need jurisdictions around the world to have similar verbiage and language so value can move seamlessly across borders. That takes years, right? And that takes decades even, right? And I think we've been in this market now. XRP was created, 13 years ago, something like that. And so you're already almost to a decade and a half already, right? And so how much longer is it going to take all of those countries to pass legislation, pass rulemaking, and to get this new market up? Now, I've seen a lot of people talk about 2030 as being the year that we are going to have anywhere from 10 trillion to $30 trillion on chain. Now, there are, a lot of clips that I played recently from the DTCC, who's the U.S. infrastructure for, settling stocks, bonds, those types of things. The New York Stock Exchange, the NASDAQ, even Paul Atkins said that he thinks that all of this value will come on chain over the next two years. Is that going to happen, right? Is that 2028, 2029? Can that happen before 2030? So there's different buckets, right? Some people believe it's on, 2030 to 2035. Some people think it's an event that's going to happen, that's going to push the price up this year, right? Derivatives. I mean, I wish I could tell you, man. I wish I could tell you. 20 years from now, I think it'd happen a little sooner than that. I think if it's going to happen, it'll happen before, it'll happen, in my personal opinion, 2030. 2030 is probably enough time to get everything that needs to get done, right? But I'd imagine a lot of stuff will start this year. Very long-winded answer for all of that. I'm sorry. Aloha Sensei. Aloha Sensei. Great LS as always. Appreciate you, Duchess. How you doing, Justice? Happy 1 month. Great to see you. That was a very long-winded answer. I do apologize about that. I've been making a lot of Flare content recently, actually. What do you think about Flare, Price Sensei? I think that the airdrop just ended, and I think there's a lot of upside. And I think you'd be a fool not to look at that upside. I think we're going to see some big moves. We need to get the market kind of figured out, but I think Flare's primed for some big things this year. R6 Quick, what's up, dude? Happy Friday. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for the family well wishes. I hope you and your family are good too, man. Fake alien hack. It does feel like, we're getting prepped for some type of something like that. If you could give me somebody else in the XRP community that believes XRP is going to 10 grand this year, I would love to use that person instead of Jake. I don't know who, I don't know anybody else that says that type of stuff. So if you could give me an example, I would love to use somebody else. Sure. 100%, man. You tell me who else thinks like that, and I will use their name instead of Jake's. I'd be happy to do that, man. I hope things are going better with all of that. too. I mean, with the price down, I can't imagine things are going great with all the stuff. So I hope that gets better. See here, Ian Frost, Sensei, I'm 58 and I have bad arthritis in my hands. For all the years working on cars, I did some research on fasting, water fasted 3 days, no food. The pain went away for nearly 2 years. Ian, thank you, man. I don't know how I'm going to make it 3 days without food. I'll probably fall over, but I didn't know that was a thing. Thank you. I'd imagine they have a good shot with everything that's going on right now in the U.S. I wouldn't be surprised if you have at least the House, maybe even the Senate that flips that way come election time. If people had to vote today, you probably would lose both the House and the Senate, realistically. Good thing is you have some time to change some of the policies. Will they change? I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, you really want to get crypto legislation solidified so that doesn't happen. That's a very real possibility. Sure. Very real possibility. Pi network. How many followers do I have now? I think 131,000. 131 and some change. Could market structure sorry, StreamYard's behind here. So it says, could the market structure bill have a clause that forces yield-bearing assets to list their CEOs or owners, such as Bitcoin, to be in compliance? It's impossible to know what's going to be in the bill right now. Like, it keeps changing, amendments keep getting filed. We're just speculating on what might or might not be in it. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you. So yeah, it was this comment. It just came up on StreamYard sign. Wow, 10 gifted from Husky Tom. Tom, I missed that. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I don't know why StreamYard is always behind here, but thank you so much, man. Yeah, Tyler, I don't know, dude. I'd imagine there's going to be things in the bill once it's approved and finalized that are going to be uncomfortable for the crypto industry, but that's part of compromise, and we're going to have to find a middle ground, and we're going to have to find a way through. And whatever it is, as Brad Garlinghouse said, something's better than, what has he said? Some bill is better than chaos, right? And hopefully, man. More green members. I appreciate you, Husky. Based on my metrics, not all your subscribers even own XRP. Yeah, I don't even know how we got to 131,000 subscribers. I think it's a lot of hard work from our team and just passion to understand what's happening in the crypto market and other events. And I'm thankful for the place that we're in now and the information we can help educate people with and have a little fun doing it, man. It's an honor. Yeah, Bow Hunter, I don't know, man. I don't know. It does feel, and I'm gonna go out on a limb here. At what point, like, has the U.S. moved away from free and fair elections. I don't understand this narrative around how elections are now rigged and all of this stuff. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think that's a growing problem. All right, guys, listen, it is 3:30. It is time to walk Luna. I appreciate all the support. I hope you guys have a great weekend. It's always an honor to spend this time with you, learning, growing, and just thank you for all the donations. Thank you for all the questions. Thank you for your time. Make sure that you go take a look at that interview with Raj from Uphold. Make sure you take a look at that interview with Stephen McClurg. Let me know what you guys think about that. And of course, I got a ton of content coming to you this weekend. So hope you guys enjoy. All right. I'll see you in the next one. Aloha.